Welcome back to RPM Studio. This is Automax. And before we dive into today's legendary machine, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more classic and modern car reviews that fuel every gearhead's passion. Trust me, you don't want to miss what we've got coming next. Now, today we're stepping back into the golden era of American muscle cars to talk about one of the most iconic names in performance history, the 1970 Pontiac Trans Am. This isn't just a car. It's a statement, a true muscle icon that showed the world Pontiac wasn't just about style, but also about raw performance and aggressive attitude. Let's start with the exterior, because one glance at the 1970 Trans Am, and you know it means business. The car looks like it's moving fast, even when it's parked. Up front you have that pointed nose with the split grille and the quad headlights that give it that serious, menacing face. The signature shaker hood scoop sits proudly in the middle, feeding the hungry engine underneath and making sure everyone around knows this car breathes fire. The muscular fender flares, bold lines running down the sides, and the big rear spoiler give it that wide, planted look that screams pure muscle. And then, of course, the classic Trans Am graphics, the screaming chicken decal that would become legendary in later years. Back in 1970, it was still subtle, but the style was unmistakable. Moving inside, the 1970 Trans Am greets you with a driver-focused cockpit. Pontiac wanted the driver to feel in command, and it shows. The deep-set gauges are laid out in a sporty fashion. The thick three-spoke steering wheel feels like it belongs on a racetrack, and bucket seats hug you tight, ready for high-speed cornering. Unlike some other muscle cars of the era that were bare bones, the Trans Am mixed performance with a touch of comfort. You had features like optional air conditioning, AM/FM radios, and even power windows if you wanted them. The interior had that late 60s, early 70s vibe, but with a sporty twist, black vinyl, chrome trim, and a layout that reminded you this wasn't just a cruiser, it was a driver's car. Now let's talk about what really makes the Trans Am special, performance. Under the hood in 1970, Pontiac offered the legendary Ram Air 3 and Ram Air 4 400 cubic inch V8 engines. The Ram Air 3 was already powerful, delivering around 345 horsepower, but the Ram Air 4 was the top dog, pushing close to 370 horsepower. And trust me, in 1970, those numbers were massive. Pair that with a 4-speed manual transmission, and you had a car that could hit 0 to 60 in the mid-6-second range, which was blistering for its time. The Trans Am wasn't just about straight-line speed either. Pontiac engineers gave it upgraded suspension, better handling, and even front and rear sway bars, making it one of the best cornering muscle cars of its era. Unlike some competitors that were all about drag racing, the Trans Am gave you balance. It could tear up the quarter mile, but also carve through winding roads with surprising confidence. The 1970 Pontiac Trans Am also holds a special place in muscle car culture because it came at a time when emissions laws and insurance costs were about to choke the life out of high-performance cars. This was one of the last great unrestricted muscle cars, and enthusiasts knew it. It's why the Trans Am developed such a loyal following and went on to become a cultural icon, later starring in movies and representing Pontiac's performance spirit for decades. Now let's talk about price. Back in 1970, the Trans Am was selling for around $4,300 brand new, which was a lot of money at the time, but still an incredible value for the performance you were getting. Today, though, this car is a collector's dream. Depending on condition, originality, and whether it has the Ram Air 3 or 4, prices can range anywhere from $70,000 for a well-kept example to well over $150,000 for a pristine, numbers-matching Ram Air 4. That's the price you pay for a piece of automotive history that still turns heads more than 50 years later. So when you put it all together, the aggressive styling, the driver-focused interior, the legendary Pontiac V8 power, and the way it could handle the road better than most of its competition, the 1970 Trans Am wasn't just another muscle car. It was a benchmark, a car that proved American performance could be thrilling and refined at the same time. That's the review of the 1970 Pontiac Trans Am. Let me know in the comments what your favorite feature of this classic beast is, and don't forget to subscribe to RPM Studio for more deep dives into the cars that shaped history and the ones defining the future. This is Automax signing off, and I'll see you in the next one.